On a warm, sunny afternoon, Whiskers the cat found his favorite spot under the old oak tree. It was the perfect place for an afternoon nap after a day of chasing butterflies and exploring the village. As the gentle breeze swayed the branches, Whiskers slowly drifted off to sleep, his soft purring blending with the sounds of nature. But this wasn't an ordinary nap. As soon as his eyes closed, Whiskers felt something strange. He wasn't lying on the grass anymore. He was floating. Surprised, Whiskers stretched his paws and looked down. Beneath him were the treetops in the fields, small like toys. His heart raced with excitement. Somehow, he was flying! "I'm really flying," Whiskers exclaimed, wiggling his whiskers in amazement. Unsure of how it was happening, he flapped his tail and soared higher, the ground shrinking below him. He passed through soft, puffy clouds, giggling as they tickled his paws. Suddenly, Whiskers noticed movement ahead. A flock of birds was flying in perfect formation, led by a wise old owl with golden eyes. Whiskers had never seen birds this close before. Well, what do we have here?" the owl said, flying closer. "A flying cat? Now that's something you don't see every day." Whiskers blushed. "I don't know how I'm doing it," he admitted. "I fell asleep under my favorite tree, and then I was here, flying." The owl chuckled softly. "Dreams make the impossible possible, young one. But flying takes more than just dreams. Why don't you join us for a while? You might learn something." Whiskers, eager and curious, nodded. He joined the birds, doing his best to flap his tail and adjust his body to stay in formation. It wasn't easy. The birds moved so gracefully, but Whiskers found himself wobbling and veering off course. "Don't worry," chirped a friendly sparrow beside him. "You're doing great for a beginner." Encouraged, Whiskers kept trying. The sky stretched endlessly around them as they flew over hills, rivers, and forests. Everything looked so different from up here, and Whiskers marveled at how small the world seemed. After a while, the flock began to glide gently, and Whiskers noticed something incredible in the distance. A shimmering mountain floated in the air, surrounded by swirling, colorful clouds. As they got closer, Whiskers realized it wasn't just a mountain, it was a kingdom in the sky. "This is Cloud Castle," the owl explained. "A place where creatures of the sky gather. It's a home for dreamers like you." Whiskers' eyes widened in wonder. The castle sparkled with silver towers, and birds and other flying creatures darted in and out of its windows. He even spotted winged rabbits and flying fish playing in the air around it. Landing on a grand balcony, Whiskers was greeted by a large, regal eagle. "Welcome to Cloud Castle, little cat," the eagle said in a booming voice. "I'm King Feather, ruler of the skies. It's rare to see a visitor from the ground." Whiskers bowed shyly. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I've never flown before today. I'm still learning." King Feather smiled warmly. "Every great flyer starts somewhere. The important thing is to have courage. The sky is vast, full of wonders and challenges, but with courage and friendship, you can soar higher than you ever dreamed." As Whiskers explored Cloud Castle, he met all kinds of flying creatures who welcomed him with open wings. They showed him how to catch the wind, how to glide smoothly, and how to dive and spin with ease. Every day, Whiskers practiced and grew more confident in his flying abilities. He felt free, light, and happy. But one evening, as the sun painted the sky in shades of pink and orange, something ominous appeared on the horizon. Dark storm clouds were rolling in, and the wind picked up, swirling in fierce gusts. The creatures of Cloud Castle began to retreat to safety, but Whiskers noticed that some of his new friends were struggling against the powerful winds. Without a second thought, Whiskers rushed to help. His heart pounded in his chest, but he remembered King Feather's words about courage. Taking a deep breath, he soared into the storm. The wind roared in his ears, and lightning flashed all around him, but Whiskers stayed focused. One by one, he guided his friends back to the safety of the castle, using everything he had learned about flying. When the last of his friends was safe, Whiskers collapsed, exhausted but proud. The creatures of Cloud Castle cheered and gathered around him, praising his bravery. King Feather approached with a twinkle in his eye. "You've proven yourself today, Whiskers. It's not just wings that make a great flyer, it's heart." Whiskers beamed, realizing that his dream of flying had taught him much more than he ever imagined. He had learned about courage, friendship, and trusting himself in the face of danger. The next morning, as the sun rose, Whiskers felt a soft nudge. He blinked his eyes open and found himself back under the oak tree, the warm sunlight filtering through the leaves. Was it all just a dream? Whiskers sat up, still feeling the thrill of the wind in his fur. He looked up at the sky and smiled. He might not be able to fly in the real world, but Whiskers knew now that he had the heart of a true flyer. With a spring in his step and a newfound sense of adventure, he set off across the meadow, ready for whatever the world and his dreams had in store for him next.